Hey, you don't look like me.
You don't look like me.
And they don't look like me.
Yes, we're...
Elmo's birthday is celebrated on February 3rd each year. This special day honors Elmo, the beloved red Muppet from Sesame Street. Since his debut in the 1970s, Elmo has become one of the most popular characters on the show, known for his cheerful personality, high-pitched voice, and love for learning. In a world filled with imagination, laughter, and learning, one character has captured the hearts of millions, and that's Elmo. With his high-pitched voice, infectious laugh, and a world of curiosity, Elmo isn't just a beloved character of Sesame Street, he's a symbol of joy and innocence for children across generations. But who is Elmo really? How did this small red monster become such a giant of children's television? The character of Elmo was originally conceived as a supporting character and background character by Henson Associate-based Muppet artist builder Carolee Wilcox in 1979, first appearing in the Sesame Street song We Are All Monsters, which first aired in a season 11 episode during 1980.
Yes, we're all different, but we're the same, 'cause we are all monsters.
Elmo became a named and recurring character on Sesame Street during the Street storylines sometime later that season, episode 1439 to be exact, although he still appeared as a supporting character in segments in later episodes of the show at the time. The character was performed by a rotating ensemble of Muppet performers such as Jerry Nelson and Catherine Mullen. As a named character, Elmo was performed by Brian Mule from 1980 to 1984 and later Richard Hunt from 1984 to 1985 upon Mule's departure. However, in 1985, Hunt was so frustrated with the puppet, he squeezed it and threw it at Kevin Clash, who then performed Elmo.
So Richard got it and started doing Elmo and hated it. Just hated it. Richard likes doing a lot more energy and hipper, older characters. And Elmo was just too young, the way they were writing him. And then Norman Stiles, who was the head writer at the time, would call over and say, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" And Richard came into the Muppet green room one day, and I was the only puppeteer there. And he literally he held I can even show you how he held Elmo. This is how he held Elmo. He held him like that. He came into the room like that and held him like that. And he said, "You know what? You got a voice for this?" And I said, I'll try one. And he threw it to me. And I did.
Hello, how you doing?
And he said, okay. So we went out to the Muppet green room, and we went to the control room that was really right by the door. We were at 55th and 9th we were shooting at the time. And Lisa Simon, who was the producer, he said, Norman keeps calling over. I really don't want to do this character anymore. Kevin came up with a voice, Is it fine? She said, I don't care. And that's how it happened as far as this little red monster.
Modern Elmo debuted with the season 17 premiere of Sesame Street, episode 2096, first aired November 18th of 1985, following the release of the Sesame Street film Sesame Street Presents Follow That Bird. In the episode, Big Bird is tired of the adults refusing to believe him about Snuffy, so he decides to arrange for them to come to his nest and meet Snuffy, and Elmo offers to help.
Now this is it. Remember, we have to cooperate.
Oh, yes, cooperate.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Now, you hold Snuffy's snuffle and make sure he doesn't get away.
He's to meet you.
Ooh, I gotcha. Ooh, go, Big Bird, go, Big Bird.
Okay, now don't let him go. I'll go tell everybody.
Huh?
At last! Oh, joy, joy! I told you there was a snuffleupagus.
Clash cites a moment later in Season 17, Episode 2215, in which Elmo packs for an imaginary vacation, as the moment when he found his voice as Elmo, and by 1987 he became added to various episodes and product lines. John Tartaglia, Matt Vogel, and Jim Martin had all been secondary performers for the character, providing movement for Elmo's arms and legs, particularly in green screen shots. Over time, Elmo grew in stature and personality. He became the embodiment of childlike wonder, always asking why and how. His trademark giggle and distinctive voice made him an unforgettable figure in children's media. Though he started on American television, Elmo's reach stretches far beyond Sesame Street. In more than 150 countries, children watch Elmo on various international versions of Sesame Street, from Seamstrauss in Germany to Plaza Sésamo in Mexico, I suppose.
Hallo, willkommen in der Sesamstraße. Heute besucht uns der kleine Schere voll in die Haare. Das muss doch wehtun.
Wie kommst du denn darauf, dass das wehtut?
Na,
Ay, es un olor como... Un olor muy fuerte, como de...
Elmo's universal charm knows no boundaries. His ability to connect with children regardless of culture or language proves that joy and curiosity are truly universal. Elmo isn't just a character on a screen, he's a cultural phenomenon. From toys to video games, books to live performances, Elmo's influence stretches far beyond the television set. Tickle Me Elmo is a popular plush toy based on the Sesame Street character Elmo, released in 1996 by Tyco Preschool. It became one of the most sought-after toys of the holiday season, sparking a buying frenzy. The toy was developed by Ron Dudbrand and Greg Hyman, who originally created a laughing plush toy concept called Tickles the Chimp. Tyco acquired the rights and rebranded the idea around the beloved Sesame Street character Elmo. The toy was programmed to laugh and vibrate when squeezed, creating a lifelike giggling response that made it highly entertaining. Upon its release in July of 1996, Tickle Me Elmo retailed for $28.99, but quickly sold out as demand skyrocketed. By Christmas, it became a must-have holiday gift, leading to shortages and inflated resale prices. Some sold for thousands of dollars. The frenzy even led to the store riots, with parents scrambling to buy the last few available units. That's the true meaning of Christmas in Sesame Street. I suppose the messages of those two things were lost on some folks.
Watch out, there's something funny going on. It's Tickle Me Elmo. Your child tickles Elmo and he talks.
that tickles.
And laughs. Tickle him again and hold on, because his whole body shakes with laughter.
Oh, boy.
So be on the lookout. He's coming to a funny bone near you. Tickle Me Elmo and his Tickle Me friends, the happy, huggable members of the Tyco Sesame Street family.
On the darker side of the Elmo story is the sexual allegations against Kevin Clash. In November 2012, 23-year-old Sheldon Stevens alleged that he had been in a sexual relationship with Clash that began when Stevens was 16, which would be a felony under New York law that declares illegal any sexual relation with individuals under 17 years of age, whether consensual or not. Sesame Workshop had initially been presented with the allegation in June, and its investigation found the allegation to be unsubstantial. Clash acknowledged that he had been in a relationship with the accuser. However, he said the relationship was between two consenting adults. Stevens later recanted his accusation, but 2 weeks later, another accuser, Cecil Singleton, accused Clash of sexually abusing him when he was 15 years old, and lawsuits were filed by attorney Jeffrey Herman against Clash. Clash resigned from Sesame Workshop on November 20th of 2012 and released a statement saying, "Personal matters have diverted attention away from the important work Sesame Street is doing, and I cannot allow it to go on any longer. I am deeply sorry to be leaving, and am looking forward to resolving these personal matters privately." Sesame Workshop also released a statement. Unfortunately, the controversy surrounding Kevin's personal life has become a distraction that none of us want, and he has concluded that he can no longer be effective in his job and has resigned from Sesame Street. They stated that other puppeteers had been trained to serve as Clash's understudy and would take over his roles on the show. In July of 2013, the 3 cases against Clash were dismissed because it was ruled that the claims were made more than 6 years after each man reasonably should have become aware of Clash's alleged violations during the 3 years after each turned 18. Clash's lawyers expressed his hope that the ruling would allow him to restore his personal and professional life. Lawyers for the plaintiffs appealed the ruling, alleging that the psychological effects of the abuse were not fully realized until 2012. In April of 2014, the decision to dismiss the 3 lawsuits was upheld by the U.S. Court of Appeals. Months after the other alleged victims made legal accusations, Stephen filed a lawsuit in Pennsylvania against Clash, but it was ultimately dismissed in June of 2014 because the statute of limitations had passed. With the controversy behind him, Clash did get back to work. He was part of the Happy Time Murders movie. He was part of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance online streaming service show, and then the rebirth of Fraggle Rock. He played Uncle Traveling Matt as a puppeteer on that show. For many children, Elmo isn't just a character. They see him as a friend. His enduring appeal is a testament to his emotional connection with young audiences. But it's not just kids who love Elmo. Parents have grown up with him, sharing their fondness for the furry red monster with their own children. Happy birthday, Elmo, on this February 3rd.